do I feel an obligation to have to cite every time I say something that I believe is correct, that I derive from Jordan Peterson? I feel like cite like, well, and Jordan Peterson says this, because like the idea that say what you believe to be true, and then trust that whatever happens is the best outcome. Like I believe that to core, like down to like that's my most religious belief, is that say what you believe to be true and see what happens, not like you'll get the outcome that you want. And I view that as authenticity, saying what you really, what you believe to be true. And but I don't know. I just heard that from someone. Like, like how much do I like? I have to act it out and live it out and see if it's true. And so far, it seems to be true based on my experience in life. But
me when I choose the wrong axioms arbitrarily. Oops.
Yeah, or me when I was in my depressed college phase and saw the Kathy Newman interview, and then I said, "This is literally me," and now that's my personality.
Yeah. I was in journalism school at the time that interview happened, and I remember making a big point in my class to be like, "This was awesome. This guy wrecked this woman with facts and logic."
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, it's so beautiful how she," and then he just says, and then I was really taken in.
Yeah, and then.
JP, a lot of my first videos were just directly about Jordan Peterson.
Really? Your first videos?
Yeah, before Political Compass Rap.
Interesting.
I talk about Ocean. I talk about Jordan Peter. Like I talk about Ocean.
Okay.
Through like as if Jordan Peterson invented Ocean. Because like I learned about openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness from Jordan Peterson. So I'm like, Jordan Peterson, inventor of the Ocean model. And then I have one where you're creating your character and like you put your points into
you do
like
the stats thing.
And then at the very end it's neuroticism, and I try to be like, I want to be a little on edge, so I click the plus, and then it goes to like 999. I'm like, fuck! So yeah, I'm familiar.
Okay.
I've had my Jordan Peterson days.
Interesting.
Myself.
So you've been so the autismophrenia, certainly that had to come from some Jordan Peterson, right? The lateral versus horizontal thinking.
Actually, no. Where did I think that really just came from a matter of like, because you're right. He does talk about vertical.
I mean, that's
thinking.
literally why I kind of
But
was like, this fits
he
exactly
also,
into that same framework.
I think I must have heard the term vertical thinking. I don't think Jordan Peterson invented vertical thinking.
No, I know that. But
so I must have heard it because I don't remember seeing that part of like Jordan Peterson saying that. But I have a framework called autismophrenia. Autists are vertical
I'll
thinkers.
edit it in a clip from it. Or
Schizos are lateral thinkers. But I think I must have heard. I don't know. I must have heard the vertical versus lateral thinking somewhere. And the way that I connected autism and schizophrenia to that was just like I was just noticing how people were already using the term autist and schizo.
Yeah.
Because I was very interested in schizophrenia when I was a kid, because long history of schizophrenia in my family, and it continues. And so I don't know. I was doing all this research about schizophrenia, and when someone called something schizo, I was like, "This is fascinating." I was like, "What do they mean?" And then I just thought about what they meant, and I was like, "Oh, that's what they mean." Like I tried to make my best definition of what they mean, and I found that it was in direct opposition to autism.
Right.
Autism is a neurodivergent. Why is schizotypy and schizophrenia not also seen as a sort of neurodivergence? I think Jordan Peterson's neurodivergent, and I don't. and I don't think he's autistic. I think he's neurodivergent and not autistic.
He's very neurodivergent. He diverges in one direction.
Yeah.
This actually is an interesting topic that you can help me work through. I call people autistic a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, I have a video called "Why Everyone Who Disagrees with Me Is Probably Autistic," which is entirely unironic, of course.
Wow, very good.
He winks. But that's post-irony, right?
Yeah, that's
something.
Well, because you mean it, right? If you mean it, it's post-irony. If you don't know if you mean it, or if you don't want them to, if there's no clear truth value to the signal that you're putting out, it's meta-irony.
Oh, okay. So post-irony, you do know what it...
Yeah, post-irony is like, it's like return to sincerity from irony.
Yeah.
Meta-irony is the signal got lost in the noise.
Okay, I got it. Meta, okay, interesting.
Sam Hyde is not meta-ironic.
Sam Hyde's post-ironic?
He's post-ironic.
Because he says things like, "You're Indian."
And he means it. But it's like, oh, it's a joke. But it's like you can. You could very easily.
Oh, he's just joking.
Hold on, Paul. That's a dying battery sign.
Oh no.
Zogged again. Okay, give me a second.
Yeah. Like a Nosferatu.
No.
Nosferatu.
Before we get into an agreeable ending, let's substantively argue.
Okay.
about something. Let me just.
All right. Well, if you want to.
Here, let me. Okay,
Go
let me.
ahead. Go ahead.
Let
You
me.
take
I'll
it.
make. I got something.
Go ahead and
I
riff for a
got
bit.
some
Yeah.
beef. I'm gonna fucking pick.
Okay. Pick some beef.
Okay, your radical centrism.
Yeah.
I think you are. So in a neoliberal society, J.J. McCullough is a neoliberal.
Yeah.
He's a moderate. He's a centrist, right? Dark centrist, you'd call him. Well, how do you conceptualize that? Because he's extreme in some areas.
I think JJ is a Washington Post reading neoliberal shill. Yes.
I mean, which does make sense, but like some of the J.J. McCullough positions, prohibition on alcohol. You ever bring that one out?
That's
to you?
conservative.
That's not just conservative. That is.
It's fairly.
That's off the compass reactionary.
It's not that crazy, but
all drugs banned. He wants to ban all drugs. I mean, even your Christian nationalists are probably doing blow. Probably.
And drinking a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Well, Christ was an alcoholic. I mean, his blood was 16% THC.
To me, that reads as that's beyond extreme, and I like that part. I like that part of JJ. I also like the part of JJ that wants to get annexed by America. That's whack. And he's been saying that 6 years ago. Now Trump's talking about it. The extremist thinkers are on the forefront of all these different venues, all these different ventures. Like J.J. McCullough's extremist positions are the ones that have paid off the most for him.
Yeah.
And those moderate positions, how's
I
Kamala
agree.
Harris doing?
That's why radical centrism is better. Fuck the
Okay.
moderate centrism.
Okay. But what is then? Because you calling yourself a centrist and then being anti-Israel, this establishment is the bipartisan consensus.
Correct.
Is pro-Israel.
Right. That's the moderate centrist stance. That's no good. And Eric Weinstein calls it the kleptocratic center, where it's just it's feeding into neoliberal capitalism of the stock market's going to grow forever, and as long as our TVs go down in cost, we're increasing GDP, and that's what matters.
Yes.
It's like we need a radical rethinking of that model, but it needs to be centrist grounded in that conceptually of we're not going to go full right-wing Christian nationalist type bullshit or full left-wing communist bullshit. It is still the values. Lucas Newman is a guy I've talked to a couple times, and he I think this is a good way to think about it. Centrism is about centeredness, balance, being centered. Right? Conservatism is reactionary is about reacting, and conservatism is about conserving, and progressivism is about progressing and changing. Centrism is being balanced.
And what if the progressives progressed, and what if the conservatives conserved? I don't know.